This is a video talking about if you want to go from 1/1/8 into tapered onto a bike that uses normal straight stereo tubes. Now, if you take a look here, as you can see for yourself, at the moment it's very hard to get the forks that you need for your bike. It's not easy buying yourself the RockShox Recon silver TKs, what's the turnkey, or if you're going for the Recon silver RLs, it's not easy to find at the moment because of how hard certain things are to get hold of. Now, if you're someone who really needs to get forks onto your bike, then the best method is for people that use this integral headset. That means semi-integrated. ZS means zero stack. So this is the zero stack 44 headsets. As you can see, it's 1/1/8 at the top, 1/1/8 at the bottom. However, if you take a look below down here, you have yourself the headset, not the one what says B on it, what's your ZS44, the one what says H. This is the EC44/40 1.5 traditional headset. So you can turn your mountain bike, let's say you got something like a 2021 Specialized Rockhopper Sport. That's what I'm riding at the current moment. It uses zero stack 44 top and bottom. However, companies has made these bottom headsets cups where you can actually go tapered headset to give you access to all the forks that you need on the market. Now, some people are probably thinking, I can't get no forks. What should I do? Should I pay over £1,000 upwards and get myself a bike that uses tapered headset to be like, oh, but if I get my new bike, at least it's got 1/1/8 at the top and 1.5 at the bottom, as you can see. But the thing is, you don't need to do that. All you need is to buy the EC44 and you're good. Here's why. Now, we come over and you can see I got here in stock only. I put 29 because I'm riding 29. I have to be 100mm. I put 1/1/8. Okay? And I got 1.5. Now, let's start with 1/1/8 first. Apply. Now, this is what's available for my bike. If I was going to go 1/1/8, I'd be stuck with this. 9mm, quick release. You got the 100mm one, 160mm. You got 27.5, you got 29. But the thing is, am I really going to buy Suntour forks? I really have Suntour on my bike and they're not really great. So I want to replace them for RockShox that I always like. Now, if you take a look here, I've always been someone who loved the Solar Air version of the forks. I can tune it the way I want it. It's nice, it's light. There's this feeling that you get when you ride on Solar Air forks. It just feels incredible. I just like the way you got the aluminium stereo tube. Some people may say the word aluminum. I just like how the way the forks is. It's easy to turn around the corner. You don't feel the extra weight that you're throwing around. You get this nice, light, playful feeling, what I always loved about my Solar Air forks. These are the only ones that you see at the moment. If anyone was looking for forks, what is 1/1/8, 27.5, 29, and you really need a fork, these are the coil ones. However, these aren't the forks I want, and they just recently came in stock. Now, if I go to my results, I want to go and say this, for example, apply. Now, let's say I said low to high. Okay, let me just redo the settings again to get some of the forks that's in the way. Now let's say forks, apply, and we just want the stir diameter to be this one here, 1¼ to 1½. Apply. Make sure it's the wheel size is 29. Make sure the fork travel from a bike is 100. Make sure it's in stock. Apply. Now let's say we start from low to high. Now we got ourselves these forks here. Now we got ourselves the RockShox Recon Silver RL Solar Air forks, Boost 2021. 100mm 29, as you can see here. Once I touch this offset, they're in stock. Now if you're running this, you need a wheel that is 50mm axle and is 110mm length in your axle. That's how wide your axle gotta be. Your width of your axle is 110mm width. Okay, sometimes I say length, sometimes I say width. Now these forks already looked at already. You can skip those. You don't need to look at the XC30 TK coil. The only time you buy that is somehow you crashed or you damaged your forks and nothing on the market. This is the last thing sitting there. That's when you go for the RockShox XC 30 TK coil. Apart from that, it's not something I recommend. Now come down here, as you can see, you got yourself the RockShox Recon Silver Solar Air fork, 15mm axle, and it's 100mm in width, 1/18 tapered. There's 100mm, see, in stock. Even this I can get. Now for the rest of them, as you can see, you got RockShox Weber RL Solar Airs. You can also get for yourself. You can see for yourself 100mm, 50mm per axle is 100mm in width. They got matte black. They got the orange and black, black and grey. They got the colors. And if you take a look carefully, you got yourself RockShox Judy Silver TK Solar Airs. If you take a look, there's a 100mm version. If you're into that, there's 120, there's 130. But of course, this is something that I would buy if I was riding the Specialized Fuse, what takes 130mm forks, but my bike only takes 100mm. So you see, Judy Silvers look in stock. chainreactioncycles.com. Now if I take a look, all these forks you see, I can even come for this fork, 100mm 29, okay, 1/18 tapered. See, forks in stock. So if I keep going down, you already get an idea that all these are ones I clicked in stock only. So you can see all these forks. Now, if you're a person who is looking for forks in a different color, like red, I'm going to show you them. But the red one's not there at the moment. However, you got forks like this. They got this one available in black. In black, yes, they got this 100mm 29 in as you can see. Let's visit this one. That must be this one, 51, 100, 29, 100mm black. They got 3 left in that one. Now they got this one in black. But however, you look over, it's showing you firm, open. You got your air springs. You see, you could got your quick release at the bottom for your wheels to go in and out. I remember I used to ride on those years ago. It's been a long time, and I feel happy to be able to go back to it once again. Now let's see, can we get the red ones up? Okay, these are the ones what's in 140mm. But however, if you just take a look how beautiful that red is. Don't know, can I get a bigger picture? But just look how beautiful that fork looks. If they had the red one in stock, you can actually put that on your bike, what has a straight stereo tube, and you put that on your bike and people see that, people are gonna go, oh, that is actually beautiful. Imagine having that on your bike. But this one is just a 140mm one, so you won't be able to put that on your bike if your bike is limited to the 100mm. But if you got bikes that runs the 140mm, you got another secondary bike or another bike laying around what uses tapered headset, takes 140mm, you always got these beautiful red forks. However, with this here for forks was 100mm. Now, you got the RockShox Sid World Cup forks. Let's take a look at these. It's 50mm, 100mm width in axle, 118, 1.5, 29. They got them in stock. That's how they look like. Now, if you have a look around, you can see, let's say I say color. Let's say I say white, for example, okay? And if I go to white, trying to make sure which forks was it. There we are, we found them. So you got these RockShox rubbers that you can also get in white, 29. Don't see that, there is 2 left for that one. And you can get yourself these forks. They got the white, they got the blue. So they've got many forks that you can actually run if you really need forks. If you come to this one, you see this one is the one in white and black, £350, and you got these forks here. So this shows you that if you have a bike with integral headset, you can easily get yourself any fork that you need in the market. You don't have to wait until 2023 wondering when these 118 forks are going to be in stock. When's the day gonna come where I can get rid of my SR Suntour forks and whatever you run at the bike? The reason why I strongly recommend this headset, because Hope took in consideration, as you can see here on this picture behind you, that when that headset goes into the down tube, up into the, you see, this is the head tube, okay, at the bottom part of the head tube, okay, this you see here is the bottom cup what goes in. They designed it when it goes in the frame, it sits in nicely, because with other companies like Cane Creek and so on, they made their one so long, once it goes into the frame, you actually have to cut it down by like 3mm, because it can't sit in the frame properly, and you see the headset sitting at your frame. Hope made sure when they designed their one It will sit in your frame nicely without hanging out, and you're good to go. If I had to strongly recommend a headset, this is the one I'm 100% buying for myself. I've rode on Hope headset before, never had no problems with them. They worked well, and they've always been brilliant for me. However, this is just one of the ones I would recommend, because with this headset, you can't really go wrong with it. It's ZS44 that goes at the top. You got the EC44/40 at the bottom. And once you go for these tapered headsets, you're good to go. And you can run any fork that you need to run. You don't have to worry about being, oh, but I got ZS44 top and bottom, 1/1/8. I can't find no Recons or Judys or Manitou Mark IVs or Fox 32 floats or anything like that. Once you go for this one here, EC44, every fork you want to run, you can run it on your bike. And you can choose if you want to run 15mm for axle with the width of 110mm or width of 100mm. So you have the option. Of course, when you go for the boost forks, those are the forks what's going to hold tires up to 2.8 and around those places like that, 2.8. I think 3.0, but I'm very certain most of the forks are definitely 2.8-inch tires if you're going to run. However, this is going to be going on bikes that's going to have 135 millimeter axle width at the back. And with most of these bikes, they're going to be running tires with, if you're going for like the 27.5 or you're going for 29, there's no point buying yourself 26 bikes at the moment, because if you're looking for wheels, you have to be 27.5 and 29 if you're looking to buy wheels. If you end up buying any bike that has 26, then the only company I would recommend you going towards that will have you covered in that would be Hope Tech. I think Halo Wheels will have you covered in that. Nuke Proof, Neutron and Horizons will have you covered on that. However, if you're going 26, you're really going to limit yourself. It's bad enough being 135, but it's even worse to have 26. So, because you're running 135 on my bike, it tells me that the maximum tire I can put is definitely 29x 2.3s. But when I bought the bike from them, they had it shipped with 2.35s. And if I look at my clearance, you can see the reason why. Because these 135s, the ones I have, there's not enough space on some of them to put like 2.5s. 2.4, I say you could get you'll get away with. But because I run 2.35s, I'm not going to be running a 2.8 at the front with 2.35 at the back. I'm always going to run the same at the front and back. So this is a video talking about if you need forks and you don't want to be waiting around on these 1/8 forks to come back into stock. It could be 2023, could be 2024, who knows. It's going to be a long wait. But if you really need forks in your bike, then I strongly recommend you're going to have to purchase yourself. This is their pick and mix. So you want to pick the EC44/40 at the bottom, CS44 at the top. And if you do that, then as you can see for yourself, a lot of these forks you'll be able to run. As you can see, I'll go slowly. Suntour, Axon, RL, RF forks, RockShox XC30TK coil, Suntour, Axon, RL, R air forks, Suntour, Axon 34 air forks. Of course, I'm a person who only has experience with RockShox. I have experience with Mozochi, but I never got a chance to have experience with Fox or Manitou forks. The only experience I have with Suntour is just their low-end coil version. I've never tried the air version, so I have no idea. I only can truly really speak about them if they're my experience. So the only reason why I spoke about the RockShox coils, I used to have coil forks and suspension, air forks, and so I know. Same with Mozochi, I only rid the coil ones, but I never touched the air spring ones. Because back in the day, I used to be into dirt jumping a lot. I used to always be jumping up and down, and I used to always be on the coils. The only solid air I touched is when I was going towards RockShox. So that just gives you a good idea of forks that you can buy for your bike that uses tapered headset.